Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are getting ready to kick off our CrossFit Murray 2020 New You Nutrition Challenge, and I promised you all some explanatory videos about how the challenge is going to work. So you have two options in the challenge. You can go RX or you can go scale. Under RX, there are two subheadings. You can do a straight paleo diet during the challenge, or you can do a macro-based flexible dieting challenge during the challenge. And then under scaled, that is where you write your own plan. You write your own goal. And we'll work together to come up with something for you. And I'll do another video about that later. Today's video is all about what is paleo, what can you eat, and what are you not going to eat during this challenge. So we're going to start off with the things you are going to eat. When you commit to paleo during this challenge, you are going to be eating lean meats. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, that is an optional. You don't have to eat meat, but meat is allowed. Fatty meats are allowed. Basically any meat is okay, but we want to focus on lean meats, and we want to focus on the highest quality meat that we can obtain. So if you can afford grass-fed happy cows, let's do that. If you can afford sorry, I've got a friend coming up. If you can afford, the free-range happy chickens, let's get free-range happy chickens. Oh, hi. Don't knock my camera over. Good morning. And he's going to knock the door open. At least he didn't knock the camera over. So meats are a good thing. You're going to eat meat. You're going to eat healthy fats. You're talking about avocados. We're talking about nuts. Those are going to be your fat sources. You're going to eat vegetables. You're going to eat so many vegetables that you're going to hate me and vegetables for making you eat vegetables. A lot of people think that paleo is no carb, and that is 100% wrong. Vegetables are carbohydrates, and they are vegetables are the primary source of carbohydrates when you're doing the paleo diet. So you're going to eat lots and lots of vegetables. You're also going to eat some fruits. I don't want it to be the majority of things you're eating, because fruit can be a little problematic because it is very high in sugar, natural sugar, but it can cause some insulin sensitivities. So we want to eat fruit, but we want to try to get the majority of our carbs from vegetables. And then you're also going to round out your diet with nuts and seeds. And again, this is going to provide a lot of your fats, like I said earlier. And then the seeds are fibrous, and they're very good for you. So when you are doing paleo, you're going to eat lean meats, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and that is what you're going to build your diet around. Now let's get into what you're not going to eat. I'm not going to go into too deep of a detail on this because that would make this video very, very long. But with a paleo diet, we do cut out dairy. That means anything that came from a cow's milk. So you're not going to eat cheese. You're not going to drink milk. You're not going to do butter. I know butter is a gray area. Some paleo people are okay with butter, some are not. And for this challenge, we're going to ixnay butter. We're not going to do dairy because it can be inflammatory to a lot of people. Many people are lactose intolerant. In fact, the enzyme that we have to break down dairy as small children, as adults, many of us lose that enzyme. We no longer have it. So no dairy. You'll live, it's only 6 weeks. The next thing that we're going to cut out are grains. Grains, again, are problematic because they're inflammatory. And that's kind of the whole point of the paleo diet, is to get rid of inflammatory foods. Grains, as a lot of you know, many of them have gluten, and we have a lot of gluten intolerances and sensitivities. Grains also have some other issues that can be hard on our body. So when I say grains, I am including corn in that. Corn is not a vegetable. Corn's a grain. So no grains means no corn, no flour, no rice, no oatmeal. Okay, so we're getting rid of all of those grains. before you panic, let me address 2 concerns. Vegetables have fiber. That's where you're going to get your fiber. Don't worry about losing out on fiber by not eating grains. Let me go back to the dairy. A lot of people panic about, well, where am I going to get my calcium if I don't eat dairy? Dark green leafy vegetables have tons of calcium in them, and you're going to be eating a lot of those on the paleo diet. Also, most of you in this challenge are exercising, and strength training is one of the #1 ways that you can build bone density regardless of your calcium consumption. So your calcium will be fine if you get rid of dairy. It's okay. Another thing that you're going to cut out of your diet for this challenge are legumes, which is a fancy way of saying beans. Beans are problematic if you think about the fact that they give you gas. That's because they're hard to break down. Joking aside, they have some lectins in them that block the absorption of nutrients. So when you eat beans and you eat a banana, you don't get all the nutrition from the banana because the beans block some of that absorption. Recent science has shown that this problem is not maybe as big of a problem as it was originally thought to be, but to err on the safe side, we're going to go with no beans. There's some other problems with legumes, but that's the short version. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be sad when I say what I'm about to say. Peanuts are a legume. Peanuts are a bean. So we're not going to be eating peanut butter. If you really enjoy nut butters, get an almond butter or a cashew butter or something like that. The last thing that we're going to be cutting out of our diet is sugar and artificial sweeteners. Sugar means all forms of sugar. So we're not going to do high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, all of those sugars. Any sugars that come in our diet are going to be coming from the fruit that we eat. So that's a real quick and dirty of what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat. The short version of the paleo diet is if our hunter-gatherer ancestors could have eaten it, then we can eat it. And then take that a step further and think about how much of it could they eat if you want to think about portion control. Yes, they might have found honey occasionally, but they wouldn't have found a whole jar of it in aisle 3 and put that all over their banana. Okay, so let's just think about eating simply, eating foods that are not going to cause inflammation, foods that are going to make our tummies happy. And let's see how much better we feel at the end of this 6 weeks challenge. If you haven't registered, there's still plenty of time. Our challenge starts on the 20th of January. I will put a link in the email that you're getting this in to register. And I will also be doing videos on what macros looks like for this challenge. And I'll be doing a video on what does scaled look like if you're doing this challenge. So you guys have a great day. Stay strong, y'all. I'll see you in the gym later.